They thought they were inviting the same poor loser to laugh at him one last time, but when the bill came and he dropped a black titanium card worth more than their entire lives, their arrogant smiles froze. Subscribe now, because you're about to read the most shocking twist-filled story of revenge, transformation, and ultimate triumph you've ever seen. They had always believed he would never escape the shadows of humiliation, never rise above the cruel nickname they had branded him with in high school. Empty Parker. A name born from the sight of his near-empty lunchbox and the cheap, tattered shoes he wore every single day. But what they never realized was that every sneer, every laugh, every shove into the lockers, every night he went to bed hungry while they flaunted expensive dinners, was forging him into something far stronger than they could ever imagine. And when the invitation for a 5-year reunion dinner appeared in his inbox, Ethan Parker instantly knew it wasn't an act of nostalgia or friendship but a carefully designed spectacle of arrogance, a chance for the same classmates who once mocked him to have another laugh at his expense. But little did they know that the boy they thought they could mock again had transformed into a man whose company was now worth $100 million, and the night they thought they would spend laughing at Ethan would become the night they swallowed their own pride, choking on disbelief as their carefully curated illusions of superiority shattered in front of them. For Ethan had risen from nothing, had clawed his way out of poverty with grit and intelligence, teaching himself code on a battered second-hand laptop, working double shifts while studying by candlelight, failing, rebuilding, launching small apps until one idea exploded into a global success, attracting investors and earning him the kind of respect money couldn't buy. Yet he stayed silent, refusing to announce his success on social media, not because he was ashamed but because he understood that true power doesn't need validation. And when he walked into that glittering rooftop restaurant in a sharp tailored suit, their eyes widened, but their arrogance held steady as they told themselves it was borrowed, that Ethan Parker was still the loser they remembered, still the boy who didn't belong in their world. So they laughed, boasted about their modest jobs and second-hand luxury, flaunted cars bought by parents, and mocked him with veiled jabs, waiting for his embarrassment. But then the cracks began to form. The restaurant manager came personally to greet him with a bow. The valet whispered, "Sir." With trembling respect, the sommelier acknowledged his family-owned vineyard in France when he mentioned it casually, and with every passing moment their confidence drained like sand through fingers until the final blow came when the bill, a sum designed to impress, was casually swept away by Ethan's black titanium card, a symbol of an elite they couldn't even dream of touching. And when one arrogant classmate, desperate to salvage pride, mocked, "What do you even do these days, Ethan?" "Sell cheap apps." Ethan leaned back with a calm smile and said, "I run a company valued at over $100 million. You've probably used our app before." And the table froze, forks dropping, mouths falling open, eyes wide with disbelief, because in that moment they realized the loser they had mocked had become the giant they could never surpass. But the story didn't end there, for twists kept unfolding. One of the loudest bullies who once shoved Ethan into lockers now whispered timidly, asking if Ethan's company was hiring because his own job was collapsing. Another, the queen bee who once laughed at his cheap clothes, nervously asked if he was single. Suddenly remembering the boy she dismissed, while Ethan simply stood, buttoned his jacket, and with calm dignity walked away, leaving them drowning in regret. For he didn't come to boast, didn't come to destroy them, he came only to show himself. And in showing himself, he exposed them all, because arrogance ages badly but resilience grows into power. And as Ethan stepped into his chauffeur-driven car, the same classmates who once thought they would laugh at him spent the rest of the night whispering in disbelief, realizing they weren't mocking him anymore. They were mourning the moment they lost the chance to ever matter to him again. And the cruelest twist of all was that they had invited him to humiliate him but ended up humiliating themselves. A reminder that sometimes the loser you dismiss today becomes the legend you can never catch tomorrow. And Ethan, with the city lights reflecting in his calm eyes, knew one truth that burned brighter than any insult ever thrown at him. Victory is the sweetest when it is silent, inevitable, and undeniable.